Me M34 and Fiancee F27, I am in the process of calling a halt to our wedding as she has asked for an open relationship. Alright folks, where to start? This one is tough to type and the paws are shaking as I'm doing it. As it says in the title, me and my fiancé X are 34 and 27 respectively, have been together for nearly 4 years overall and are a year engaged. I'll be totally honest here. Just before we got engaged, she had an emotional affair with a bloke that she worked with. I only found out because one of her friends' BF contacted me and said that he overheard the friend group discussing it. I confronted her at the time, and after a good bit of arguing and hassle, we came to an agreement to let it go. I'll be totally honest in saying that I'm still slightly in the process of getting over that particular incident, and it discolored my view of her. I manned up, moved on and proposed, which I had planned on doing anyway. This is just to give an overall context here and indeed to let it be known that there has been issues in the past. Fast forward to recent time. We are due married in November, traveling abroad for it with family, and back around October she started acting a bit odd. Distant, not herself, away with the fairies. Even stopped having sex, which was very strange. I put it down to stress around organizing the wedding, and the fact that we had moved flat forward to Christmas time, and now things are coming to a head. I confronted her straight up, and she set out that she was sorry, has just been stressed. I was very considerate, and tried to help her through it. However, it basically continued on ebbing and flowing throughout the next 2 months, up to yesterday. I arrived in from work last night, and she says that she wants to talk. The vibe was bad, guys, I could tell. We sat down and she set out that she had been reading, and that she wasn't having second thoughts about the marriage, but the nature of our relationship. At this rate I was getting a bit agitated, and demanded that she come out with what the bloody hell she meant. Basically, a few of her friends had back in October the times matched up conveyed to her the idea of an open relationship. Basically they stay with their blokes and have one night stands on nights out if they fancy. I'll be honest, the idea made me ill. I said this to her, and she asked to be heard out. Pulled out some online blog post by a blogger who had a husband and live-in boyfriend. I got halfway through and told her enough of this nonsense. I wouldn't consider myself old-fashioned, but a wife or fiancé bonking other men will never be in fashion, not in my world anyway. We got into a fight, and in the end she was begging me to give it a chance and that nothing is set in stone. I basically said that I needed some headspace, and that I'd spend the weekend at my mate's. It was quick after that, and I left without a fuss. I'm typing this on my mate's laptop, and am in a bad mental way ATM. I am seriously considering calling the whole thing off, both relationship and wedding. I suppose if anyone has been in a similar place I could do with some advice. Redditor's reactions update after. Redditor 1, this is a deal breaker. You don't want an open relationship and she does. There is no in between. Don't marry her. If she wants multiple relationships she'll seek them extramaritally anyway. Don't allow yourself that level of hurt when you can see it coming. Redditor follow up, this, especially considering her history cheating on you before and now distancing herself, it's extremely fishy. Plus, she has apparently not even the intention to let you have time with other people. Redditor 2, it sounds to me like she has already cheated and is trying to have you retroactively validated. If she is saying all this before the wedding, I'd halt the wedding in my opinion. The last thing you want is for all this to blow up after you have legally tied yourself up. Redditor follow up, yes, I also can't help but feel she already cheated and now just wants ops permission to continue. It's the acting different, not wanting time etc. I would be very, very suspicious. Redditor 3, sounds like she already opened up the relationship, she just didn't wait for you to okay it. Redditor follow up, yeah, it sounds like she had more than just an emotional affair with that bloke from work. No one reads a blog online and decides they want to completely change the nature of their relationship. She was looking for validation of her own feelings, actions. Update, me 34 meters and fiancé 27F. I am in the process of calling a halt to our wedding as she has asked for an open relationship. Hello everyone, I said that I'd post an update, in large part due to the massive response I got yesterday. In many ways, I was only posting to repeat the situation in my head, but I found many great pieces of advice in there and support as well. Thanks to everyone who posted. I spent last night at my mate's, who was absolutely sound about the situation. He basically gave advice that was tantamount to what was given in the comments, to call off the relationship. We had a few drinks, a bit of banter, and this morning I went back to the flat and confronted her. She was there neither I nor her work on Saturdays, and I set out my stake in as straightforward a manner I could. Basically, I said that I didn't want to continue with the relationship, and that it's better if we call the whole thing off. The wedding details are merely financial, and not too bad to call back, but at this rate we couldn't continue to be together as we clearly desired different things. She basically expressed what she felt then, that we still had a chance, that it could work, to give sexual freedom a chance. Look, I'm no crazy prude, but this it just isn't up my alley at all. I basically said that over the weekend I'd be over to collect my things. It's rented flat in a town, no big obligation there, and that she can keep the place if she wants. I'll stay with my friend for a while, get myself sorted after. Towards the end we had a full-blown shouting argument, but I stood my ground and didn't change my course. Not this time, boys and girls. I left, and there is nothing much more to say really. As I type, me and my mate are having a few cans, and my phone has been exploding since 5 o'clock with her friends, her sister calling me a prick and a sexist for some reason. I'll be grand, being totally frank. I feel a bit liberated, if that's not too cheesy. The coming days I'll get everything sorted, the moving and that, but as my father used to say, Therese always ducking worse. Redditor's reaction. Story 2 after. Redditor 1, I doubt she is telling the truth about why you broke up, so don't be alarmed by her friends and family attacking you. All you did was avoid the future divorce when you caught her cheating on you or she dumped you for some other guy. Redditor follow up, exactly, tell her sister that you don't want to share your wife and she is for some reason insists that she wants lots of men. Redditor 2, standard response, ex-fiancée has decided that she wanted an open marriage. Due to moral dilemmas as a monogamous man, I couldn't continue this engagement. Please direct your questions and statements back to said ex-fiancée. Thanks. Redditor follow up, someone up thread said to tell people this. She wanted an open relationship while I did not. That's shorter and I think an even better thing to tell her friend's family. Just saying that and nothing more makes it very plain, simple, and understandable. Even people who like open relationships can read that and understand where the guy is coming from. Redditor 3, nice job Neo, you sure dodged that bullet. Redditor 4, at least you know what she's truly like now rather than a few years into a marriage. You did all of the right things. She's being petulant because she can't have her cake and eat it too. You did what was best for yourself. Good on you, man. Keep moving forward, you have a good head on your shoulders. Redditor follow up, yeah, Op is lucky she mentioned it now instead of doing it on the sly after the wedding. Story 2, my wife 29F is encouraging me 31M to have an affair. Wife and I have been married for 5 years. I think we have a good relationship and a great time life. I think she thought the same. However, following a 5-day yoga retreat with a few of her work friends while I was at a conference late last year, her opinion seems to have soured. Apparently Fernando and Sarah have everything we have, and more, because they're swingers. When he has time with another woman, he uses it as a learning experience to take home to his doting wife who also bones around, and they have even more mind-blowing drug-fueled experiences with each other while the kids are staying with grandma. Or at least that's what I'm getting from it. So I told her flatly that I don't want to have time with anyone else and I'm happy with her, and she quickly states the feeling is mutual. Case closed, I thought, but then she comes back with more reasons the next week. It gives independence and freedom to the relationship. I'm thinking maybe this is a bit of a midlife crisis thing and made it clear I'm just not really into binging other people because it feels too much like cheating, but she's insistent. She keeps going on and on about her work friend Fernando, talking about how mind-blowing the experience has been for him and how we really need to try it. So at this point I'm thinking, are you wanting to cheat on me? She's entirely focused on me going out and having time with someone else, but I'm sitting here thinking, what's in it for her? It's concerning. Straw that broke the camel's back is today she came home with a picture of Fernando's Sarah and a hint that she's down to hook up with me at their place. I'm like, lost for words right now. How do I make it clear I don't want to invest time with someone else and I believe in monogamous relationships? We have 2 kids. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1. It's simple. There are 3 options that I see. 1. She's already screwing around and doesn't want to feel guilty about it anymore. 2. She wants to but doesn't want it to be cheating. She is being actively groomed by this couple. Redditor follow-up. The grooming is dead on. Fernando has sold her on the idea that he is a time god with all this practicing and fine-tuning his craft to bring home new talents to his wife Bullshit. She will be disappointed when he's an average lay. Redditor 2. Following a 5-day yoga retreat with a few of her work friends. It gives independence and freedom to the relationship. She's insistent. She keeps going on and on about her work friend Fernando, talking about how mind-blowing the experience has been for him. Today she came home with a picture of Fernando's Sarah and a hint that she's down to hook up with me. It's just a speculation, but I think she already had time with Fernando. She wants it more often and openly, and she is trying to convert you by offering you as wife. This is a huge red flag in my book. Cheating and open relationships are a deal breaker for me. Redditor 3. So she wants to duck Fernando, if she hasn't already. She needs you on board for retroactive permission for pushing this in the first place. Either way, what she's doing is incredibly disrespectful. She's going to another couple about your time life, and trying to push you into something you don't want. Redditor follow-up. Best case scenario for Op. She's enamored by the idea of swinging and is presenting this girl to him as a means to get her foot in the door of swinging. Worst case scenario, she's already had a swing on the Fernando pole and wants to do it again, so is pushing this girl on Op so she can have her fun and feel no guilt.